Okay, kiddos, let's work on this worksheet, show what you know, elements, compounds, and mixtures. The other day you were working on sorting cards with descriptions, but today we're going to look at some questions and then we're going to also look at some pictures. So if you remember from when we did our notes on elements, compounds, and mixtures, if I have a picture that has two different colors that are put together, those are two different elements bonded together, and that makes this a compound. It's a compound because every partnership that I have here, every pair, is the same and in the same ratio. Down here for B, I have all of these shapes that are all exactly the same. I have all black triangles. Since they're all the same, that one is an element. For C, I have some elements and I have some compounds, but they're all in the same box and they're not all exactly the same, so we call that a mixture. If we go back now when we look at the questions, a pure substance made of two or more elements chemically combined. The fact that they're chemically combined, that's the definition of what makes it a compound. A substance made up entirely of one type of atom, if it's only one type of atom, that is an element. A substance made up of two or more types of atoms, if we stop there, that can either be a compound or a mixture. But they are not chemically combined, that rules out a compound, so this can only be a mixture. Identify each of the following as an element or a compound. This is just like your card sorts that you did. So sulfur has one capital letter makes it an element. Carbon dioxide, I see C and O are two capital letters. Since I have two, that's a compound. Aluminum, Al is just one capital letter, so it's an element. Methane, CH4, I have two capital letters, that makes it a compound. Water, H2O, two capital letters makes this a compound. And nitrogen, just capital N, one capital letter, means it's an element. A dish was given to you which contains a blackish yellow powder. When you move a magnet over it, black particles fly upwards and get stuck to the magnet. All that's left in the dish is a yellow powder which you discover to be sulfur. Was your original powder an element, a compound, or mixture, and how do you know? So originally, I had a blackish yellow powder. And when I moved the magnet over it, the black pieces came up, and all that was left was a yellow powder. When we did our notes before, we talked about how mixtures often have both properties of both the substances that are in them. They also are not chemically combined, so they can be taken apart by physical means. So if I was able to separate these using a magnet, that's physical means, not chemical, and so that's more proof that it's a mixture. So the reasons we know it's a mixture is because it has physical properties of both substances, and it was able to be separated by physical means. That means that they were not chemically bonded together, so it was a mixture.